Hey guys, good evening. This is Meghna Malkan and I'm live on episode 2 of the Malkan Show. A very warm welcome and apologies for being 5 minutes late on the show. I was stuck up in some technical glitch. I'm sorry. So to begin with, let's see from where each of us are joining us on the show. Can I see the comments here? From Erode, from Mumbai. Wow. Hi Anu. Hi Pankaj. Anju, hi. Wow, beautiful. More of y'all can type in where you guys are from so that we come to know where you are from. And then let's begin the show. And I hope how was it, guys? Last time when we spoke about clarity, we spoke about those words. Do share your experience quickly in the chat box. How was it for each of you? And also, last time we spoke about those 3 words that we're supposed to put as an alarm on our phones, on our respective phones. Tell me, guys, how was it with you? Did you really do that exercise where you put those 3 words on the phone, like how I showed you on my phone, which rings at 10 a.m. every day, and then you had it ringing every day, you washed it, and how was your reaction like? How did your day begin with that? A quick share on the chat box. I would love that, please. How did it go with each of you? People are still pouring in from Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore. Bala from Pondi. Hi, Bala. How are you doing? Oh, super background ambience. Thank you so much. Kailash from Navi Mumbai. From Bangalore. Great. From Mumbai. Okay. Wonderful experience. Okay. What else? Did you notice any difference in how you are beginning with your day once you have those 3 words knocking on your subconscious mind every day? How did that go? Wow, did that at 9 a.m. Very good. Thank you very much for anniversary wishes, Prashant. Thank you. Wonderful. So the thing is, guys, when we are, just a moment, from Pune. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. So last time when we spoke on clarity, right? How those 3 words really help you become who you are. This week, I've got something very interesting. And the intention, again, before we begin with episode 2 and before I get started on the topic that I'm going to talk on today, remember, guys, the intention here is not a one-way session. You've got a lot of information, like how I told you last time. There's a whole lot of information for you to become a millionaire right on the internet. What I want, my intention for this show is to give you a practical thing every week where I want you not only to listen to me, but also do some very small exercise or some very small change in your life. I want to become that catalyst in your life where you just do one small thing. I'm not asking you to do anything big like how we did last time. Do one small thing and then see the difference that it makes in your professional life, in your personal life, in your health, wealth, happiness overall. Right? So when we speak about clarity, there's one very important aspect which I've been through personally in my life is I realized how important it is to surround yourself with the right people. Right. So in the beginning, when I used to do a lot of reading to get myself right, to become to get the right trading mindset, the one person that had too much influence on my thoughts and my behavior was Jim Rohn. And his work has greatly influenced me, and it still influences the work that I do with my people. One of the most important principles that Jim Rohn has taught me by reading his books and videos is that it makes a lot of difference with whom you are surrounded in your life. I'm talking about people and I'm not talking about things here, which means, so people in your life, look around you, whom are you surrounded with? Because the people that you surround with in your life have an amazing influence in the kind of person that you become. They deeply influence the destiny that you're going to meet, right? So that makes all the difference. So they have a deep impact on what you think. So right now, I want you to think about these questions, right? So based on the people that you're surrounded with, tell me something. Ask yourself this question: whom am I around? Who are the people around me? What have they got me thinking? The people around me, the people around you, what have they got you thinking? What have they got you reading? Where have they got you going? What are the places that you visit with those people around you? What have they got you becoming? The kind of person that you've become. So what is it? Do you really like the answers that you give yourself on these questions? So when you ask yourself these questions, ask yourself one more question in the end. Is that okay? Are you really okay with all the outcomes that you've got from asking yourself all these questions? Because ultimately, what Jim Rohn says is the people that you have in your life are your destiny makers. So, right now, I want you to take a look at the 5 closest people in your life. Who are they? Because the thing is, these people around you these are your relationships, and relationships essentially turn into your associations. So it really depends on whom you are associating yourself with. They may be good, they may be bad. We're not judging them right now, but who they are is I want you to really get into. Are they really taking you into the direction that you really want to go? Is the question that you should be asking yourself. For example, when you talk about relationship, one particular thing that most people ask me when I speak about this topic to my students is, does that include friends? And yes, of course they do. I mean, it would not be an overstatement if I say that your friends have the deepest influence on what you are right now, apart from your family members. So, for instance, tell me if we talk about 2 instances. One, you're with a set of friends who maybe you may be meeting out for a drink every Friday night, and you're just cribbing about the family that you have, about the job that you have, about maybe the situations in your life. I'm not liking this. Oh my God, this is so bad. My boss sucks. My wife sucks. Oh, my children trouble me. Whatever that could be. What kind of life do you find yourself living if you meet your friends, and if your friends are someone who keep cribbing about everything, just sucking in their life, versus you meet someone who really who really pushes you to achieve your goals, who really tells you that these are the good books that I've read, you should be reading them too, who really asks you how far have you reached on your goals, who shares his or her goals with you. So in scenario one, those set of friends are leaving you negative. They're leaving you completely drained of energy, and they make you they make you dread going to work the next day, especially to a boss whom you anyways hate, right, to begin with. So that's the scenario one. What's the scenario two? When you come back meeting those set of friends, you're completely energized. You're raring to take the next day of your life. You're waiting for the next morning to begin so that you can get pushing on your goals. So these 2 scenarios, guys, you have to select the friends that you have, which scenario do they belong to? Do they belong to scenario one, or they belong to scenario two? Because many of us have friends who are nice people. I have nothing against them. They really intend well for us. But then what happens if they themselves are stuck in negativity? They try to influence that negative, they try to flow in that negative energy into you. So instead of staying positive, you too get into the negative syndrome. So it's nothing against friends, but it's against the kind of energy that they give you. And you are your own guard to your own energy. Always remember that. It's never about the people. It's about how you are and what level you are, how you want to become. So that's about it. So when you talk about relationships as associations, always remember there are 3 types of people always present in your life. If you have a note and a pen, I would love if you really note this down, the discussion that we're having right now. So 3 types of people, guys. First type is what this type of people leaves a positive impact on the person that you are. The second type of people leaves an absolute negative impact with all the negative energy coming into you. And the third type of people are absolute neutral people. It is you who can leave an impact on them, but they are neutral, right? So when you categorize the people in your life based on these 3 categories, right? The next exercise that I want you to be doing right now is take a pad and a pen. Just note down the names of 5 people in your lives that you are closest to right now. This could include your immediate family. This could include your colleagues with whom you're at work, maybe 8 to 10 hours every day. This could include your friends with whom you spend long hours, maybe chatting on the phone or meeting or being influenced. It could be anybody. But what I want you to do is write down the names of these 5 people. Step number 1. Step number 2, what I want you to do is categorize them into these 3 categories. First, people whom you really feel are the negative energy givers and you really don't want to associate with them at all. So these are the people whom you want to disassociate with. They go into your disassociation list. Sorry. The second type of people I want you to categorize as someone whom you want to have limited association with, which means you would want to associate with them maybe 3 hours every week, not more than that. That category falls into the limited association list. The third category is the expanded association, which means, is there anybody in your life who really leaves a positive impact, who really motivates you to get to the next level? It is these kind of people who would appear in your expanded association list, right? With whom maybe 3 hours a week is not enough. You would love to spend maybe 3 full days a week with them. So it is these kind of people. So guys, from these 5 people, this is an exercise which I do with my coaching students every time. I mean, this is one of the most compulsory exercises that they do in the program, right? Because we are, as traders, when we work on the mindset, it is so important to guide your mindset well, where you're going, right? So this is an exercise that we do. I would love you to do that exercise right now. Take 2 to 3 minutes for this. Write down the names of 5 people and then categories. Category 1, disassociation. Category 2, limited association. And category 3, expanded association. Guys, please get going on this work and let's do some work and then see what we have to talk further on this. Please do that.
Keep going.
Okay, so this is association with the team for the rest of my life, upgrading me in all fields. Awesome clarity of diversification. What else, guys? Please feel free to share it here so that people who may not be clear on what is required to be done may get some clarity on it. People are inspired to be more and do more. Please keep sharing your answers here so that everybody is benefited and you get clarity as well. Yes, that's a question, disassociation. So when the litmus test for someone that you want to disassociate could be something that is that person, what amount of time you would want to be spending with that person so that you become the person that you really want to be. If that amount of time is maybe less, then that's the best thing to disassociate with that person. Guys, it's not easy. Disassociation is not easy. The thing is, we all have difficult choices. When it comes to disassociating with someone, most of the times, most of us are required to disassociate maybe with the family, with someone who is a family member or someone who is maybe a friend. I've had that difficult challenge in my life where a very good friend of mine, over a period of time, when I read all this and been through all this, I realized that maybe that's not the kind of person that I really want to be. Maybe this is the friend which is really stopping me with all the negative energy, with all the negative views and her own stories of how life sucks. And that's the time I had to make this difficult decision. I know it was tough on the relationship. It was tough on me and her as well. But finally, I had to make the tough choice. And trust me, things have gotten better after that. So that's fine. I know it's difficult, but then the road to success is never easy, right? That's how it is. So that's it, guys. So now look at your list. Some of you have also asked me this question, very common, that, what about friends of convenience? So when you talk about friends of convenience, they are some people who, when you say, why do you have friends of convenience? You have friends of convenience because it is difficult to it's easier to keep going with the people that you already are a part of, with the gang that you already are part of, rather than making new people who will really take you to another level. That's what it is. That's what the friends of convenience really factors comes from. So guys, always beware of this syndrome. It's not easy, and it's not going to be easy for your long-term success if you keep having these friends of convenience. Now tell me something. When you want to go to the success level, the same exercise that you did right now, I would want you to do it once again, where maybe after the show, so that you get more clarity and then you think about it, write it well. But the thing is, successful people will always associate with similar successful people, because they know that these people will really push them. They'll really challenge them to get the best version of who they are. If you ask me, I have a very good friend who writes so beautifully, and that she is someone who really inspires me to bring the writer in me, to write more. I'm a part of a writing group, which, though I do not participate every day in what they write, but still I'm a part of it, because it is that group that really inspires me to become the writer, to achieve my dream as a writer. I've written the book hashtag. I'm just on the way of forming an outline of my second book. I write short stories for pages on Instagram and Facebook. So these are the things, which really inspires me to become my best. I have a friend who's spiritually so inclined to, for her inner growth. She is motivated to excel on my spiritual journey. So you need to categorize your friends who is really excelling, helping you excel into what your journey is. Now tell me, often people ask me, how do I attract this kind of people? My answer to this is, if you really want to attract attractive people, you've got to be attractive yourself. If you want to attract powerful people, you have to be powerful yourself. If you want to attract committed people, you have to be committed yourself, right? So the idea is not to change people around you. That's not the idea that I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is to work on your own self, to become the person that you would want to attract in your life. No person is going to be attracted with someone who keeps talking about money and about life or about spouse, blah, 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 every day, right? So you can't expect these kind of big people to come and maybe invite you for dinner or a party if you are a sucker. It doesn't work that way. So you've got to be that to attract that, right? So the beauty of what happens when you do these things that we just spoke about, when you disassociate, when you have limited association, or when you expand your association with successful people, what happens? There are three beautiful, magical things that will happen. First is, you will open up yourself to the knowledge that they have within themselves. The books they read, the people that influence them, the programs they go to, the videos they watch, you will open yourself up to the whole Pandora's box of the reason of their success. Second magical thing that will happen is, you will open yourself up to the network that they share. Of course, they're going to be having a big band of successful people with them. And when you associate with them, you open up yourself to that huge network. And the third best thing that happens is, you change your attitude. That's absolutely right, guys. You would have heard your parents say that maybe when you were teenagers. I remember my dad saying that to me too. And now I realize why he said that. Because your friends determine your attitude in life, right? You're someone who's so much focused on maybe building a career or making a living from what you do. But here comes someone who's always dreaming about how expensive things are, how you should save money, and how this is a trench or whatever it could be. That completely takes down your focus from making money to how to save more money. That's absolutely rubbish. So this is where your attitude changes, right? And when you're one more important thing that students often ask is that, it's okay, I would go through this whole rigmarole of rearranging my associations, etc. But what if I'm not able to do that? And there's one thing that I really tell them, which again I've learned from Jim Rohn, is that you have to take life as a journey. Your whole life is a journey. You have there are some people who are going to be walking with you throughout this entire journey. They're going to be people like this who are great for your growth, who are going to be throughout your journey. We all have some gems such as these in our lives. But there may be a few people who will get on and get off. They'll keep moving on and off. They will not walk with you throughout the journey. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine, right? So whereas some people are here to stay for the longer duration, there are some people who will come, who will go, who will be part of your journey. That's okay. Just enjoy the company while it lasts. When it's done, they were not good for you anyways. That's how it is. Guys, I hope this is going to really help you cut off the negativity from your life to a large extent when you really put people who are not working for you in your disassociation list. Because as Jim Rohn says, you are the average of these 5 people in terms of your health, in terms of your wealth, and in terms of your relationships. which could also be happiness, right? So think about, and when we actually do this exercise with our students, we are actually doing it in a very practical way where we give scores. So these 5 people in your life, how do they score on the rate of 1 to 10 on finances? How much do they score on their health, their fitness level, their happiness, their relationship with their spouse, their relationship with their friends, with their kids? So we have these practical ratings. We have them rate these 5 people. And the magic, guys, is that their ratings is equal to the average of these 5 ratings. So this is a practical demonstration of how this whole concept works. So to sum it up, what I tell people is, you not only have the freedom, but you also owe a responsibility to yourself. Guys, you are responsible on really who is influencing your life right now. And you are responsible for letting these people influence your journey. So it's actually in your hand. There's some part of this whole concept which I was spoken in my book called #cashtag. The book is here. It's available for you to get it on the website called the malkanbook.com. You can go here and get a copy for yourself. The book is extremely simple. It's not written for someone who is a pro trader investor, but it is for someone who really has no clue about how to begin with trade, or who is just about started dabbling here. The book is exactly for you. The language is extremely simple. The systems are simple, and these concepts are extremely simple. So go for the book, guys, and do repeat the exercise that we've just done. To sum it up, I really want to end with a very beautiful and the most powerful quote that Jim Rohn keeps saying very often is, do not join an easy crowd where you will never ever grow. Always go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high, and see yourself exceed in that zone. That's it, guys, for episode 2. I'm eager and waiting to see all of you in episode 3 next Wednesday. If you feel that you've benefited from this video and it's helped you, please feel free to share so that most other people out there also benefit from this 2 bit of nuggets that I gave with this show. Thank you. See you all next week. Good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.